Let's talk about sleep and how does it work. Once you start to understand more about your sleep, it will automatically improve. That is exactly what happened for me, and I have gone into depths to learn and understand sleep. I've worked with coaches. I've become a qualified sleep performance coach, and all trying to figure out my own sleep. So there's one thing I'm going to say now, which was a game changer for me. It's not about the hours in bed, it's about the quality of the sleep that you get. And I'm going to repeat that over and over again. But anyway, let's get into this. Probably the most important thing to know about your sleep, to judge whether you're getting good sleep or bad sleep, is how do you wake up in the morning? How do you feel? Your sleep should recharge you. It's like when you put your mobile phone on charge at night, the way the battery slowly goes up and then your phone lasts the entire day and then you need to plug it in again at night. Well, you are exactly the same. If you feel like you're dragging your feet in the morning or you need a nap at 12 or 1 o'clock, that's an indicator that you are not getting good quality sleep. When you get good quality sleep, it can take you through the entire day. Getting tired 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, that is normal. But getting tired at 12 o'clock in the day or being tired all day, that is not, right? So these are the things that will influence your sleep in a positive or a negative way. Napping, having lots of naps throughout the day, trying to catch up on sleep from the night before. Napping more than 20 minutes is a bad thing. Your sleep debt is a debt that you accumulate. You cannot catch up on sleep debt. You can't sleep in at the weekend and automatically be like, oh, that's going to catch up my hours. It doesn't work like that. Being overweight, being out of shape, it's going to create snoring. It's going to make it difficult for you to sleep. Your core temperature is going to go up. It interferes with your sleep. Training, exercising. Exercising is good, but exercising too close to bed, bad thing. Again, raises your core temperature. Too much caffeine, too much stimulant. The same can be said for alcohol. Stimulating yourself too much before bed is going to interfere with your ability to sleep. And watching something that's too stimulating, being on TV or on your laptop or especially on your phone, all of these things are going to influence your sleep drive in a negative way. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of how your sleep actually works. Like everything in life, or everything in our life, there's biological rhythms. The Earth's rotating in 24 hours, the menstrual cycle of 28 days, 12 months of the year, and 9 months of pregnancy. These are all biological rhythms. And your sleep cycle is no different. It's attached to this thing called your circadian rhythm. And the circadian rhythm relies on the rising and falling of the sun. This is what dictates your sleep. And as you can see here from this the graph, you will see as the sun rises in the day, your cortisol level goes up. Cortisol is your wake up hormone. And as the sun sets and turns back into night, melatonin is produced. That is your sleep hormone. It's the balance of these two hormones that are constantly at play. Also, your core temperature rises during the day, and as we go through sleep, it will decrease. So important to know this. Your sleep hormones get produced when it gets darker. Your body temperature goes down when it's nighttime, and these things will help you sleep. That's important to understand. Your sleep is very much driven by light and temperature. Understanding sleep cycles. Now, a typical sleep cycle is about 90 minutes, as you can see here, and that is one complete cycle. So the cycle will start off awake, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Now, stage 1 is typically your dream sleep. That's why you'd normally, when you're waking up in the morning, you can sometimes remember your last dream or a couple of dreams. That's a good sign. After dream sleep, sometimes you do come awake, but then you go fall back to sleep within 5 or 10 minutes and you're back down into the realms. And this bottom part, this darker part, is your deep sleep. So REM sleep is mental restoration, problem solving from the day, coming up with the solutions for whatever's gone on. And then the deeper layer of sleep is hormonal restoration, producing testosterone, producing growth hormone, what your body needs to do to recover. A 90-minute cycle is a typical cycle for most people. You need 4 to 5 of those a night. Earlier in the night is when you get most of your deep sleep. Later in the night or towards morning is when you get more dream sleep. So, as I said, 4 to 5 cycles is optimal. Getting less than 3, very bad. Getting up to 6, really good. But the thing is, these sleep cycles can't be interrupted. And I'm going to speak about that in a second. They need to be full cycles. Okay. When you miss out on deep sleep, you don't feel restored the next day. When you miss out on dream sleep, your mental problems never get solved. All right? Consequences of bad sleep. It's hard to build muscle. It's easy to gain fat. Typically, we're talking about when it comes to gaining fat. If you don't sleep well, you're typically more hungry because your body's ghrelin hormone goes into overdrive because you want serotonin to feel good, and serotonin is going to be produced in the gut by food. So it's very easy to gain weight when you're tired. Anxiety, depression go through the roof because, again, you're not going through the mental restoration that your body requires. Brain fog. You ever wake up in the morning and you just can't fucking think? You're in the kitchen and you can't find the porridge and you can't find the milk, but the porridge is in the cupboard where it should be and the milk is in the fridge where it always was, but you just can't figure out where the fuck it is. Anytime you've had an issue in your relationship, it's caused because you or your partner is tired. Extreme versions of bad sleep will result in addiction or heavy addiction to something or other, hormone dysfunction, lacking testosterone, lack of growth hormone, serotonin, dopamine. They all get affected when you don't sleep well. Hallucinations and eventually psychosis. Okay. Things that you're doing that are killing your sleep. You don't have a set wake time and bedtime. This will help set your circadian rhythm. Go to bed at the same time every night, wake up at the same time every morning. Decide what that is, and there's ways to work that out, but have a bedtime, have a wake time. Reduce caffeine. No caffeine after 3 p.m. and even better, no caffeine after 12 p.m. if ideally. Have 1 to 2 cups a day maximum. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 hours in the body. And I know there's plenty of you that will be watching this and going, yeah, well, I can drink a cup of tea or a cup of coffee before bed and I can still sleep. Yeah, but how do you wake up in the morning? And I'm sorry to tell you, tea contains caffeine as well, even green tea. Maybe not as much as coffee, but it still contains caffeine. So that cup of tea before bed is keeping you from sleeping well. Alcohol allows you to get to sleep, but it kills your ability to get into deep sleep. So any ability to produce testosterone or growth hormone at night is killed with alcohol. Pets and kids, they should not be in your bed. When they move, you move. When you move, you wake up. And therefore, that's going to interrupt your sleep cycle. And therefore, back to the start of the sleep cycle. And here we go again. Not getting to deep sleep, not getting the hormone, not getting the mental restoration. Get the pets and the kids out of the bed. Overthinking. I have a whole video on overthinking. It's an important subject, but you need to brain dump everything that's in your head onto a notebook. And if you wake up in the middle of the night thinking, then you need to sit up on the bed, get your notebook and write down those thoughts. You will need to do that several nights in a row because that's not a switch that will just turn off. Your brain wants to process. It has to process. And if you're sitting on your phone all day, on your breaks, you're actually not giving your brain time to process thoughts during the day. So when does it do that? Well, as soon as you put your head on the pillow, it's normally when the phone gets put away. Then your brain is going, oh, now it's my turn. Think about the amount of information you're giving your brain on a phone when you're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. How many videos can you watch in 10 minutes? And your brain has to process portions or parts of all of them. Now, your brain will eliminate a lot of that stuff and be like, I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that. But it will still have to go through that process. That's why you're not given an opportunity to do its normal processing. So anyway, that's a whole video in itself, the overthinking. And then being on your phone before bed. As I said, your sleep is dictated by light. The phone is acting like the sun, but you're holding it right in front of your face. So the light from the phone is preventing you from being able to sleep. Also, which isn't here, I mentioned training earlier on. If you're raising your core temperature by eating food or training hard close to bedtime, it's going to fuck up your sleep as well. Some fixes for your sleep. So this is an overview of what you should be doing to improve your sleep. You don't need to be doing them all, but you do need to be doing some. Have a fixed nighttime routine. Go to bed at the same time. Have a fixed morning routine. Morning. There we go. Have a fixed morning routine and a wake time. Don't be sleeping in. And don't do that at the weekends. If you're getting up at 5 a.m. during the week, get up at 5 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. There's no reason why you shouldn't. If that's something that you think you're going to win back or get back your extra sleep, you're mistaken. You're just like basically you're living a life where you're living to work. So why would you waste your time at the weekend when it's your time off to spend time with your family, your kids, go do on an adventure? But no, you're trying to catch up on sleep. You need to be going to bed earlier during the week, and you need to get the fuck off your phone so you're sleeping better at night. Sleep during the week and recharge yourself so you're able to handle your work. Simple. Eat, no eating or training 2 to 3 hours before bed. Again, because that's raising your core temperature, and you need your core temperature to go down in order to sleep better. Limit the blue light 2 hours before bed. So that means no tablet or a phone in the hand. It's okay to watch a TV because there's more space between you and the TV. But do not be on your phone like it's before bed, or more certainly while you're in bed. This idea, I just want to unwind. How miserable is it when you have a couple sitting beside each other, just scrolling on a phone, not even interacting with one another? Go to bed, fuck before you go to sleep, and then go to sleep, not scrolling on your phone. Having sex is a far better option than scrolling on your fucking phone. Build up sleep pressure. Sleep pressure is what we need to do in order to feel tired. Get outside in nature, walk, run, lift weights. Set your circadian rhythm. You do that by having a wake time and a bedtime every day. Reduce alcohol and caffeine consumption. That goes without saying. Alcohol kills your deep sleep. Caffeine is a stimulant. It's just going to keep you awake. Your room needs to be cool and dark. So again, it's the temperature thing. If you're too hot, you won't sleep. If it's not dark enough, get an eye mask, and if it's noisy, wear earplugs. I have both, and I wear them all the time. So does my missus. I snore, so she doesn't hear me snoring, and I wear the eye mask because I like it completely pitch dark. No pets, no kids in bed. Get them the fuck out of there. When they move, you move. When you move, you wake up. Gratitude practice and brain dumping before bed is important. If you think about the great things that happened to you that day, you're putting your brain into a soup of happiness. And if you're an overthinker, you need to put the thoughts down on paper to get them out of your skull. Your notebook is required. Make small changes. Your sleep is like a slow-moving ship. You can turn the steering wheel. Is that what that turns the ship? You can turn the steering wheel in the ship, but it doesn't. You don't notice the change for a while. Be consistent. Take your time with it. These things will improve your sleep. You don't need medication. You don't need supplementation. You just need to be routined about what you're doing. Giddy up.